Tonight on Drunken Radio, Lamb of God drummer Chris Adler is officially out of the band. The belligerent rantings of Bam Margera in the current music scene, and Metallica has been screwing you over and the rest of their fans for the past 2 years. All this and more coming up on Trend Kill Radio.
Bow to it.
What's going on, everybody? This is Trend Kill Radio, a show about rock news except for when it's not, sponsored by the Foundry and Fantasy Entertainment Complex right here in Cleveland, Ohio. I am your host, Sean Ryan.
And I am Jimothy.
He's back!
I'm back!
He's back!
It's been a while.
It's
been a while.
I forgot to have the confetti and glitter just... Yeah, I know. That clown, though, that has been up there for a couple of months.
That is terrifying.
Apparently, clowns like to eat.
Oh, there he is.
So let's just get into it right now. But before we do that, let's just take this time out for you guys to just hit subscribe. Do it! We are almost at 200. This is a small number, but I mean, it's very important to us. So thank you guys so much for fucking subscribing.
We are a grassroots rock movement.
Yes.
Reaching for the skies.
We will defeat Rockfeed one day. All right, so let's just get into it right now. We have the first story, Chris Adler. Chris Adler from Lamb of God. He is the drummer from Lamb of God.
Agnes.
You know it's Agnes. It means lamb. Lamb of God.
Chris Adler, yes, he is officially out of Lamb of God after being in since 1999. Where were you in 1999?
I was in high school.
I was in grade school.
Shit. Yeah, I mean, he's been with that group of musicians before they were in the Lamb of God when they were Burn the Priest. That's how long he's been with them.
They had a different name?
Yeah, before they were Lamb of God, they were Burn the Priest.
Why'd they change their name?
It helps with marketing, but I'm pretty sure when they changed their name, they got a lot of influx and people thinking that they were a Christian rock band because
I
Lamb
know.
of God.
There was a story a long time ago. I think someone used their logo in a church pamphlet. Okay, but on July 19th, Lamb of God officially delivered a statement via Twitter, and I will read that for you right now. Quote, "We'd like to officially welcome Art Cruz, who has been playing drums with us on tour for the last year, as the new drummer of Lamb of God. Art will be joining us in the studio as we begin pre-production of the recording of a new album. We would like to thank Chris Adler for his contributions over the years and wish him the best in future endeavors. Thank you, John, Mark, Randy, and Willie." Willie!
Bonjour, you cheese-eating surrender monkeys!
It's hard to see someone with that much history of the band leave, but it's a lot of things. It's 20 years.
20 years.
It's a few things probably. It's probably business. It's Lamb of God needs to regularly tour in order for everybody to make money. Even after all his physical and occupational therapy, Chris Adler can keep up with anymore. He's just too old.
You can't just take her stuff. She's too old.
Chris has got his own projects coming up too. Keep on keeping on.
Keep trucking.
Chris isn't out of the game. Chris has actually got a new project that he's involved with called Hail with members of Exodus, Machine Head,
and Megadeth.
So
if you're wondering why that he has actually been out for the past year or so, he got into a motorcycle accident back in 2017. He had surgery. He busted his collarbone. I've never had that done, but I hear that I've never had my collarbone purposely shattered. I've heard that is one of the most difficult bones to readjust from.
As a drummer, I mean, you're dead. Well, granted, if you lose an arm, you can Def Leppard it.
Rock on! Rock on! But yeah, you can see a picture of his motorcycle injury and his numerous surgeries that he had up on his clavicle. Adler goes on to say, and quote, "I experienced some issues related to the injuries that needed to be addressed with a rigorous schedule of physical and occupational therapy, which is what I have been doing regularly since July," according to an Instagram post by Chris himself. Oh, that's it. So Lamb of God, they enlisted the help of Ted Cruz.
Art
Cruz.
Ted Cruz. Lamb of God has enlisted the Zodiac Killer.
So yeah, you know what? Being in a band is just like being in a business. Yeah, everything's gonna be fine. Everybody's all good.
Absolutely.
It's just business, baby. Business.
That business.
What you gotta do. And on to our next story, we have Bam Margera. And this is gonna be a quick one because it's just Bam Margera being Bam Margera. So Bam, everybody knows who Bam Margera is. He's from Jackass.
Go! You got it.
He's a pro skateboarder. He's just an all-around just kind of fucking mess after all those things have come to an end. But I think he's still skating.
He's looking more and more like Phil as the days go by, though.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
And it's hilarious. For those who don't know, Phil is Bam's father, who we beat the shit out of mercilessly.
And anywho, so Bam Margera, he is big into the music scene, though. I mean, he's always been a proprietor of, like, kind of just helping out certain bands that he has really loved. He's always been a huge fan of Bloodhound Gang because I think they are from, like, a similar town. He's helped out Turbo Negro. He's helped out CKY, a band that his brother is the drummer for. And even his own band, Fuckface Unpossible, right?
Fuckface Unstoppable. I actually played a show with them once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Bam, he's become a little bit of a mess, this and that and blah blah blah. But like I said, he is a big fan of giving credit where credit is due and helping out friends of his. And there is a band from Wisconsin that has been around since 2015 called 616, just the numbers 616. Coley would probably actually know because he is a huge boner for him, which leads me to my point. 616 sounds very identical to him in production, the look, the style, the sound, everything about it.
Under the warmest hearts, nailed to a cross, together.
They're the same picture.
Bam had promoted it on Instagram, and a lot of people were like, oh, this is just a fucking cheap ripoff of him, blah, 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 because everyone's got an opinion, and we don't really care. So Bam had this to say.
So if some people say that Boy's new band 616 should just be a hymn cover band, then I would have to agree, but then I would also have to change Greta Van Fleet to Greta Van fucking Zeppelin, Black Veil Brides to Motley Crue.
Whoa, let me pause right here. I am deeply offended. Oh, don't you dare compare Black Veil Brides to Motley Crue. Name one song from Black Veil Brides. I bet you can't do it. I can't.
I can't either.
No.
Puddle of Mud to Puddle of Nirvana. Billy Joel would just be a fucking gay Mick Jagger with Napoleon's disorder.
Bruno Mars would be Bruno Prince.
No, you would have to hold a NAMBLA flag and then dig up Prince and then, yeah, gay Prince. That might be redundant, though. Gay Prince, I'm pretty sure he's...
That's like the most laughable comment at all. Prince has gotten more pussy than like the entire
crew of Jackass.
Yeah. Times like 100.
Yeah, dude.
I actually got to sit in on a session with Sylvia Massey, who's a recording engineer who's worked with Prince, Tool, other people. It was like actually a really like intimate session. It was like 20 people, and she was telling stories. So she's telling a story about how she was engineering something for Prince, and she was like really like she's like trying to get it like just right. She wanted like, you know, set the levels and all this shit like that. And then he shows up with a girl and kicks her out of the room. She's like sitting outside in the hall while they're blasting the song for like maybe like 10 minutes or something like that. And then they both come out like disheveled, like they were obviously just banging it out to like this song that Prince wanted to show this girl. And then they both left, and she was just like so distraught. It's like, I've worked so fucking hard on this, and you just use that to get ass.
Oh, true master of ceremonies.
Indeed.
Bam had a lot to say about the current state of rock music, including Puddle of Mud being the Nirvana, which also another like don't compare.
They
don't
are
do that.
Musically close in any way.
Greta Van Fleet, yeah, of course, yeah, they sound exactly
obviously.
like Led Zeppelin.
That was like the only like valid comparison he
yes,
had.
I mean he did agree that they sound like him, but I mean it very well could be a him cover band.
Help us support Bam. One subscribe, one prayer.
Next. And on to our third and final story of the night. We have Metallica fucking over all of you, the fans of Metallica. This is something that we had kind of touched on. We had a Metallica expert Jason Longhair Garkowski, friend of mine and huge Metallica fan. He has been to, 72 Metallica concerts in his life or something like that?
Right.
He's a diehard.
Yeah.
Okay, but
and it tells you the extent of, like, in general, like, there's diehard Metallica fans that spend good hard money to be part of these experiences.
Valid
and then
point.
the band, just already like a multi-million-dollar enterprise, is still out there to like get as much money as they can from these fans.
Yes, but Jason had not felt the effects of this because he has been a longtime member of the Metallica, like...
It's more than just a fan club, but it's basically like the fan club. You get your premium access to things.
Yes. Jason, we love you. Let me just preface this real quick just by saying there are so many names in this story and so many hands in the cookie jar that we are just going to try and sum it up for you. There is a lot going on in terms of how they have kind of screwed over fans, but the moral of the story really being that Metallica had teamed up with Live Nation.
And this guy invented Ticketmaster. You charge me to sell me something.
And not just Metallica's management, the band knew themselves, along with their management, with Live Nation, to sell 88,000 tickets, I believe, throughout the course of the North American World Wired Tour, to sell these tickets to a secondary
distribution. So your like StubHub and stuff like that would fall in the realm of that.
So they could make more money.
Money.
Everybody involved, Metallica, their management, their label, Live Nation, everybody involved with the ticket sales and stuff.
Right, they're working with
problem.
Various different independent consultants and things like that all help them kind of plan this out, strategize it so they can make the most money distributed throughout the tour. It's like such such small numbers that it's like what you wouldn't know about it unless someone really let you know about it.
This started back in 2017, and recently Billboard, they have acquired a phone conversation or recording we don't have, is not available to the public as far as I know. And I would like to thank our friends at Consequence of Sound. They have discovered this story. They were the first people on the beat that I saw. I'm going to be reading off a little bit of their story because it's so convoluted, it's insane. Consequence of Sound has said the rare admission was made after Billboard obtained a tape conversation between Live Nation president of U.S. Concerts Bob Rowe, longtime Metallica associate Tony DiCiccio. I am fucking up this name, I guarantee it.
DeCicco?
Donald R.D. Chico? That's right, you are. It's nice to see you.
And an independent promoter named Vaughn Millette. The recording dates back 2017. The conversation reportedly came out after about 10,000 tickets to the opening show of Metallica's World Wired Tour sold on the secondary market without the band's participation. So this started out with just a underlying backhanded kind of like, we're gonna sell these out from underneath you. Talking to Metallica, we're going to sell these out from underneath you. It did so well, and then Metallica's management had gotten involved, and they were concerned talking to Live Nation about the price of the tickets and said, it's too low. It's too low. These tickets are too cheap. We need to make more money. And so everybody got on board, and they went, you know what?
I like money.
You're right.
You like money? You like money too? We should hang out.
So they got together and they had phone conversations, they had meetings, they had emails, just everything that slimy fucking business people do. In a response from Live Nation, they go on to say, quote, after seeing the volume of secondary transactions for that show and the benefit being captured by brokers, the independent consultant DiCiccio,
his name is DiCiccio,
worked with Live Nation on a unique distribution strategy that used the secondary market as a sales distribution channel for select high-end tickets.
Billboard even goes on to say that it does not distribute tickets on any platform without an artist's explicit approval. The company also noted that such deals are rare and have declined to virtually zero since the implementation of new tools such as dynamic pricing, platinum seats, and VIP packages, which have proved to be more effective at recapturing value previously lost to secondary market. Billboard even recognizes that it's more valuable to actually offer a better experience with the band than to try to just resell it.
And front row tickets and stuff like that. That compensates. That makes more money. Be honest, Metallica, they've done a lot of things for their fans, but I mean, at the heart, they've earned a lot of money, and they feel they deserve a certain amount of money. I think this is very backhanded. It's just a slap in the face to, a guy like me that would just go like, all right, I've never seen Metallica. Like, I like Metallica. Ride the Lightning was the shit. So I get fucked over.
Doing that, Metallica and Live Nation each received 40% of the resale value, and then the remaining 20% was split between the independent consultants, Millette and
ID Chico.
I mean, Metallica has become like not even. It's more than a business. It's like, I mean, we're talking like Wall Street here. They're making so much money hand over fist. They could be their own fucking government. Okay, guys, so that is all that we have for this week's installment of Trainkill Radio. We only have a couple more episodes till we go on summer break, but that is all that we have for you this week. Thank you guys so much for watching us. Please make sure to like and subscribe. If you have any opinions on this show, go ahead. Our Facebook site is in the description of this YouTube video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm your host, Sean Ryan.
And I'm Jimothy.
And this is Trendkill Radio.
Bow to it.
It was the Chris Fane documentation from the lawyer that the narrator for Rockfeed, he read off for like 15 minutes.
He's just reading transcripts for 15 minutes, like, directly. It sounds terrible. Buy the fucking audiobook. Do people not want to be entertained?
Transcribed by Morgan Friedman, I'd be like, all right, well, you know, this might be
Chris
actually
Fane.
worth listening. Well, Chris Fane.
The wall is covered with something that resembles egg crates, except they're soft and spongy. Like a Twinkie. Like a Twinkie.
But Janelle. Who?
You are engaged, sir.
Janelle sounds like such a like trampy Parma name, though.
It does. It really does.
True story. I was at a studio recording with my first big band, Psyche R, and I saw a pair of signature drumsticks from the drummer of Def Leppard. And I looked at the studio owner and the producer, and I was like, shouldn't there just be one?
I said the exact same thing as soon as the signature series was like announced. Like it was like they were selling it. It's like, do you only just get one?